It's not a full moon. This is Arts Alive. I'm Lynda Philippi. My guest today is Rob Dailey of the Chahalem Cultural Center, and he's here to talk about everything fabulous that's coming up, including this year's Night of the Moon. So welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I have to tell you that I had so much fun at last year's Night of the Moon.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's a great event. It certainly is. It's become a very unique event in the Willamette Valley, and this year it's going to be just as good.
The auction with the cell phones,
right,
and the whole thing, I had a ball. I mean, it was just the best.
Yeah, we took a big risk on that this year. We thought, we always have to innovate. We always have to be pushing the boundaries. And so this year we did all mobile bidding, so it was on your phones, or if you didn't have a phone, we had people walking around with iPads. So you couldn't...
Rotary dial iPads.
Right. You couldn't actually write down a bid on a piece of paper. And if you were outbid, it would text you, and so it's kind of like eBay, cross between eBay and a live auction. It was fantastic. A lot of people loved it.
At one point, I found myself standing right next to this man, and I'm on my phone, and he's on his phone, and I thought, I wonder if he's outbidding me right now.
Right. Well, that's part of it. You don't know who you're bidding against. When you have a piece of paper, either you recognize the name or you can watch someone walk by and
and you can
can't
elbow
do that,
him.
right?
Yeah.
You can be across the room from your auction item and be bidding against someone. You have no idea who it is.
That was pretty fun.
So cool.
What a great idea. How did you come up with that in the first place?
The whole concept of an auction, a fundraiser?
Night of the Moon.
Yeah. Well, it's a really great story. So everybody does fundraisers. Everybody does auctions. It's one way that a nonprofit can stay alive. It's, by definition, what nonprofits do is not profitable. You can't, right? And it's really actually very hard to make the ends meet because you're providing a service to the community, and that service just loses money. We provide arts and cultural services for children and adults and at-risk people, students and seniors. So we have a lot of expenses that we don't charge for, right? So you make it up in fundraising. And one great way of fundraising is to have an event. It's a way to sort of consolidate your efforts into one evening and allow all your supporters to come in one night and support you right then. And ours is called Night of the Moon because we are a cultural center, and no matter where on earth you lived or when you lived, the moon plays a significant role in your life. In every culture across the world, the moon plays some role. So it's the one thing we have common to humanity. And so we thought, as a cultural center, we celebrate all cultures. We celebrate diversity and global cultures. And so that's the one constant. Every year, you'll see the moon somewhere in our building, somewhere it's lit up, it's really beautiful. And we call it Night of the Moon. And we travel to different cultures around the world every year. And that includes not just the fundraising event, but the whole summer of cultural programming. So last year was India. You came to that event, and thanks for coming. We celebrated India all summer. We took our outreach programs into the schools, into the alternative high schools, into the senior centers. We took hands-on arts programming that is inspired by India. So one of the things that we used heavily last year was ceremonial elephants. And we had kids, doing chalk elephants. It was beautiful.
So cool. All those cut-out elephants that were decorated so many different ways.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was, it really was.
So, but we spend the whole summer educating about different cultures, and we find that that's understanding other cultures is a really good way to understand your world, and it's a really good way to integrate, diverse voices and places, and it makes us all better people. It actually improves our community to understand more about our world. So that's what we do all summer, and then we sort of culminate it in the one-night fundraising event, and that includes live performances, and the food is really culturally inspired. So the year before that, we did Japan, which was a beautiful year. We had an artist from Japan come over and do some art talks, and we and a lot of it was around the tsunami at the time too, which is interesting.
Oh, sure, right.
And then the year before that, we did the Ndebele peoples of Africa. So it's a South African group of people, and they really, they're the ones who you see the neck rings that go all the way up.
Oh, right.
They have a really, really distinct artistic tradition, and it's really inspiring. So they have a great story. Art literally saved their culture because their art is so distinctive. It's generated a whole tourist phenomenon around them, which allowed them to reconsolidate their tribes together and buy the property that was during some really ugly times was taken from them. So it's a great story, and that was one of the reasons we chose them. Before that it was Mexico, which also has a really great artistic tradition around the time of the year that we did it was the Dia de los Muertos time. So there's great artistic traditions around that too. So it has to do with the intersection of art and culture and our own community and fundraising to make sure that these services are available.
So what's your theme going to be this year?
This year, we're really excited to announce that we have a partnership with the Chahalem Cultural Museum in Grand Ronde.
Okay.
And it's a fantastic organization. They opened just last year, and they really are doing incredible work in rescuing and preserving a culture and traditions that literally would die if they weren't doing the work they're doing. So we're honored to partner with them, and so this year's focus culture is the 27 bands and tribes of the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde.
That's going to be really amazing.
Oh, it's fantastic. And so all summer we're doing programs in partnership with them. We have two completely different exhibitions that are coming in. The first one is a history and heritage exhibition about the people of Grand Ronde. It's called We Are Grand Ronde. It opens May 1st.
Okay.
And we'll do a big event around the opening, and we'll have the tribal elders there and everything. So it's going to be fantastic. It's going to tell the story of the people of Grand Ronde from time immemorial to literally up to today. And then that'll run about 8 weeks, and then we will evolve the exhibition into a contemporary arts exhibition. So the artists who are working in the tribes today will be featured and
oh, that's going
it'll
to
be
great.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And at one point, I think August 29th, we'll do an artisan day. So the artisans who are not included in the exhibition will have an opportunity to show there, and we'll even have a little marketplace. So it'll be really fantastic.
That'll be fun, sure.
So during this whole 5-month period, we're going to be doing our regular Think Again conversation project, which it's a monthly series where we discuss topics and get people together in the same room to have a conversation about what is important to us, what makes our community a real community. So for last month, for February, and we had why aren't there more black people in Oregon, which is a fantastic conversation that comes from Oregon Humanities. And so every month we've done the art of winemaking, the art of travel, we've done how to collect art, we've done all kinds of different topics. So most of the topics during this 5-month period are going to be about Native culture, about what it's like to be a Native American today, and what it's about treaties and how we got to where we are, and how reconciliation is truly imminent and possible. So those we'll also do at least 40 field trips from kids all over Yamhill County, thanks to the Yamhill County Cultural Coalition and the Oregon Arts Commission and the Stoller Family Foundation and Art Elements Gallery in Newberg. We're able to fund all these field trips for kids from all over Yamhill County, not just Newberg, and we'll include McMinnville, even all the way out to Sheridan. It should be really, really exciting.
And where do they go?
They're going to come to the Cultural Center.
Okay,
They're
so
going to tour the exhibition and get an interpretive tour. So they'll walk through with an educator and learn about the artifacts there. We'll have literally a full-size canoe in there. And then they'll do a hands-on project. So whether it's basket weaving or if it's
that's going to be
it's
great.
going to be every one of them is going to do a hands-on project that is related directly to the cultures of Grand Ronde. So fantastic. It's going to be a really great opportunity, and we'll have a few public events, including the one on May 1st to kick it off. We'll have an artist reception for the Contemporary Arts Exhibition, and then we'll have the Artisan Day, which is in August. So.
And then throughout the summer, I know you do a lot of classes, especially for kids in the summertime. I mean, adults and children.
That's right.
So will you have some of those classes that'll be kind of revolving around this theme as well?
Absolutely, yep. So we have 4 weeks of summer camp for elementary age kids and 2 weeks for middle school and high school kids. And at least one day of every camp is going to be devoted just to that culture. our summer camps are kind of different. We approach all the different art mediums from different cultural points of view. So you can do Japanese ceramics one day, and then you can do Native American ceramics another day, then you can do contemporary American style. So it's the same art medium, but you're approaching it from different styles and different cultural perspectives, which gives us infinite opportunities to review different art mediums. So
Sure, the compare and contrast.
that's right.
You know, how do people do it? And
Right.
we all need the same things, really, but how does every culture evolve
Right.
their own
Right.
art and function?
Everything
and,
from painting to drawing
Sure.
to ceramics. So we do all that. And this year, we're excited that we're reopening our Black Box Theater. So we're going to have a whole week devoted just to theater. So it's going to be a theater camp.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So when will that open up?
Our Black Box opens at the end of February.
Okay.
So the first show, I think, is February 22nd in there. And that we've had our Black Box for about 4 years now. It's been on a hiatus because we've had to do some upgrades to it. We've done some life safety code upgrades and make sure it's a really safe space to have that type of event. So we have 2 resident theaters in there. One is Valley Repertory Theater, fantastic group of people. And then the other one is Chahalem Players Repertory. Very, very different theater styles, almost at different ends of a spectrum, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing to have in the cultural district. In fact, it's getting to be so popular, there are not only our Black Box, but across the street, the Masonic Lodge has opened their building up, and they're establishing a space that is used for theater, and they've been doing that for about a year now. So we're getting a little bit of a theater scene
I think
down
that's
at the
really
Cultural
cool.
District of Newberg. I know, I
know.
love it, I know.
How fun is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I know Love Letters is playing right now.
Love Letters is Chahalem Players Repertory, and they are doing it right now. They actually had planned to do it in our Black Box, but you know how it goes, the delays with construction and inspections and it's on and on. But they are doing it across the street at the Lodge, which is a great venue as well. And we have a great partnership with them too. It's a great show, and Jim Halliday and Karen Halliday are in it right now, and then Donna Gentry and Jerry.
Husband.
Yeah, her husband Jerry. So it's great. They're actually 2 husband and wife casts, so there really is a genuine love between these people, and you can tell. I've seen the rehearsals, and it's a fantastic show.
You know, one thing that I really love about the Cultural Center is that you have all these different phases of things that you want to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, even while you're waiting to implement, the stage 3 and whatever comes after stage 3,
Right.
It's so vibrant and so lively, and you have so much going on. That's just a fabulous space.
Well, thank you. Yes, it's a 3-phase project, and it's a decade-long 3-phase project. We started fundraising in 2007 to renovate part of the building. We opened it in 2010. That's the education wing of the building. So it has 4 classrooms. It has that are just multi-purpose studios. It also has a dedicated music studio with a recording studio in it. And then this great state-of-the-art ceramic studio. So
that's
we've
really
got
incredible.
6 classrooms that are right there, all available for education. And then in 2014, just last year, we opened the big ballroom. So it's this 5,200 square feet, incredible, elegant ballroom.
Which is a really fabulous place to host a big event like
Absolutely.
that.
It's available for our events and public events and private events. We partner with other nonprofits to hold their fundraisers there. Weddings are a really popular thing that we're finding are going into this space. But it's a great space. It's for community gatherings, and that's one of our mission goals is to provide a space for people to celebrate what's important to them. And a wedding is certainly a ceremony, which is very cultural.
Absolutely.
And a retirement party has everything to do with how we live our lives today and how we celebrate being alive, being people. And so that's what that building is for. We still have a phase to go, which includes my favorite part of the building, actually a 250-seat proscenium theater. Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
That's going to be amazing. And Rob, we're out of time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you
we
possibly
just barely
imagine?
started.
I know.
right?
You're going to have to come back.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.